So just give some time for people to join. I see at least someone's joined. That's nice. Gonna give it a couple more minutes and then we'll just get started. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason on my apartment Wi-Fi I couldn't get Google Docs to load, but as soon as I switched to my mobile hotspot, it's working. I don't know why it works that way, but okay. I am not tech savvy enough to be able to understand, but whatever, it works. I'll just get started now, I guess. So for our first match of the stream, we do have Dusty Dust Noir versus Nate Dogg. I'll be honest, I don't remember. Oh, I don't know. I know Dusty Dust Noir has at least one of his. I remember he won a game with his namesake Dust Noir. I don't remember what Nate Dogg's record is so far. Looking at the matchup here, we are going to start by noticing Raikou is quite strong. The Hippo Cradily is a good core to slow it down, though. We do see a Gyarados mirror. And a Dusty Dust Noir's Gyarados looks very, very strong here. Hello, Gal. Dusty Dust Noir's Gyarados looks very good. I can see maybe even Scarf Raikou coming as a way to revenge it. Because this Gyarados is very scary. Not much really wants to switch in on it other than the opposing Gyarados, to be honest. And maybe Dusclops. Dusty Dust Noir is also very good at spin blocking on the Donphan. So any hazards Dusty Dust Noir sets up are probably going to stay up. But to be honest, Dusclops is also pretty good at spin blocking the Tentacruel. So hazards are probably going to stay up throughout this game. Nate Dogg's T-Tar looks pretty good if you can eliminate Hippowdon. Nothing else really wants to take it on. But that's easier said than done. Hippo is looking pretty fierce here. Nate Dogg's Gyarados is primarily a break it, which is doable for sure. And Sceptile could also maybe help out in that regard. I know this matchup looks pretty even. I don't see any Pokemon that are really standing out as huge, like, auto wins. Dusty Dust Noir's Heatran's very good, but there is, Gyarados can revenge it. But the Heatran's very good here. I think I am going Dusty Dust Noir in this matchup. Let's get into the game. Dusty Dust Noir on the left and Nate Dogg on the right. Hippo and Bronzong lead. Just go trade rocks. Makes sense. Dust Noir comes in on the Toxic from Bronzong. Willow's going to come off burying the Zong. That'll negate its leftovers. Presumably it has leftovers, most likely. Dust Noir's going to take some more chip, and we get the 12 on the Bronzong there. Bronzong's going to Earthquake, and with the burn, that only does 16, but that reveals it's probably a pretty offensive Bronzong if it's doing, 30 through the burn. Toxic Spike is going to go up for Dusty here. Spin is going to come off, get rid of the rocks, but Bronzong is going to knock it out. You can't just set them up again later. This Bronzong is doing very well if we Flamethrower, but is it heat proof? No, it's just Aqua Berry. Bronzong is going to get the rocks back up, but go down to the burn here. Gyarados comes in on Nate Dogg's side. This is going to force out the Heatran into Dust Noir, but Waterfall's going to hurt. It could Dragon Dance here too. No, just go Waterfall, getting off 30%. Dust Noir is very easily in range of an R1 here, so Nate can't just click it. Yeah, the Dust Noir is going to go down. Choice comes in, is running tricks, so it's going to trick the Gyarados with Choice Scarf. Gyarados is going to lock into Stone Edge. That crit may or may not have mattered. I don't know the Togekiss spread. But this does allow something to come in pretty easily, and we see the Cradily. Is it a setup set per chance if it's coming in here? Brackets get poisoned. It is a Cursed Cradily. Okay, this is looking very strong now. Of course, Nate still has 5 Pokemon, so there's lots of ways to chip it now. Aura Spear doing 30 is Kratos is really fat. Raiko's very low, will die poison next turn. Go Aura Spear, but Kratos can just quick recover. Or just curse again, that works too. Raikou will go down to the sand. Nate's going to bring in Donphan. What's Donphan going to do here? Kratos is just going to click rest. Oh, wow. And Donphan's going to roar it out. But Cradily does have suction cups. You cannot phase out a Cradily. I don't remember what its ability is in this gen. Oh, okay. What's their ability? Oh, it's suction cups. It's only ability, so it's guaranteed to have it. Wagons, I can maybe go back and edit them. I can maybe go back and edit the title. Sure. There's going to be a lot. Yeah, I can do that later. It's kind of hard to remember to go in before it, but I can probably do it later after the stream, yeah. Sierra's going to Dark Pulse. This Kratos is looking very strong. Seabuff's going to do a ton of damage and just knock out the T-Tar. I am just going to label the streams number 1 and 2 and 3. I'm not going to go through and like write down which individual games were in there. Kratos is going to Seabuff. Sometimes going to Swords Dance, but yeah, Weak Blade's not going to do much. I think Kratos just wins here. Sand's going to knock out the Sceptile. Yes, Kratos is going to win the game. Garrus comes in. Unless Garrus can get some flinches here, but he's going to need a bunch. No, Kratos just going to quick C-Bomb again, knock it out, yeah. And Dusty is going to say the GG here. Could create an Earthquake here, but Donphan's taking too much damage from the poison. And Dusty's Cradily is going to sweep up the game. Very cool set. I mean, Curse isn't that crazy on Cradily, but Suction Cups blocking the Roar is making a unique threat. With the rest makes it so you can't Toxic Gear. Just very smart bring to Cradily here and run this set. Dusty looked really far behind at first, but that Cradily just pulled the whole game back. That is going to bring him up to 2-0, moving him into brackets. Nate Dogg goes down to 1-1, I believe. For game 2, we have It's Vitz versus Starnon Gonzo. I'm pretty sure Starnon is 1-0 so far. I don't remember if Fitz has played a game yet. I don't think I've seen a drift from board, so I don't think he's played a game yet. So looking at the matchup here, this Raikou is monstrous. I mean, there is a Swampert, but Swampert is not a fan of Roserade. D-Knight can wear it down if it needs to. There's lots of ways to Toxic Swampert. This Raikou looks fantastic in this game. Even like the Monfaster that Crobat can't do that much damage to it. Cross Poison is probably going to bounce off. It's a bulkier Raikou. Maybe like a Scarf Drapion could help. Honestly, I could see Swampert writing Scarf here just as a way to try and check the Raikou. If you don't think you can check it defensively. The Empoleon is also looking very strong on Fitz's side. No water resist outside Lapras. I am not going to read that next comment because that is very rude. Oh, well, Fitz, it's you. Well, I'm excited to watch your game. Yeah, I'm not going to read that comment from Turazrak. That's very rude. But anyway, it's Fitz, it's you, so I'm excited to watch your first game then. The Dragonite looks decent here. There are 2 Steel types, but it can just quick a Fire move and smash them pretty easily. Scarm does not enjoy taking Fire Blasts. On Ganzo's side, the Scizor does look really good. The only real way to check it is the Empoleon, but Empoleon does not take Superpower. We do also have an Entei, though, and Entei looks pretty good. I didn't even notice that. So Entei's actually a pretty good Scizor check. Yeah, I think there's a pretty good matchup for Fitz here. Well, let's get into the game. Actually, just give me 1 second, please. I'm going to do something real quick. There we go. I don't care what you say, dude. Don't insult people on my stream. I don't care. I don't give a shit. You are not going to insult people on my stream like that. This is a welcoming community. If you're going to do that, I am going to block you from the stream. I can just tell you that right now. That behavior is not welcome here. And we're going to see Crobat quick U-turn as Quaidol gets rocks up. Quaidol's going to go first, so it's a Scarf Quaidol. In comes the Mismag, recognizing it. Raikou is going to come in on Mismag as he cooks Calm Mind. Calm Mind again. Raikou is just going to roar, though. Interesting. A roar Raikou, you don't see that very frequently. Anyway, Crobat's going to quick U-turn. And, wow, people just being really mean to this guy. I don't know why, but He came in, like, this dude came in as a replacement out of goodwill, taking over this team. Like, cut him some slack, my god. Rindo Berry, Swampert, just a quick Earthquake, obviously. Raikou is Shucka there, so it does go with. Anyway, in comes Umbreon and Scizor. Very good positioning for starting on. Scizor can just quick a big bug move here. U-turn hitting into this Dragonite for some okay damage. In comes Pert. Dragonite just quick Draco Meteor and knock out the Swampert. The Mismax going to come back in. It's presumably trying to sub here. Yep, and the Umbreon's going to come in on it. Makes sense. Mismax is just going to Calm Mind, but Umbreon can probably just break that. It's just going to quick Wish, but Mismatch just quick Thunderbolt for 21. That's not total damage. Just quick Wish again. I feel like that might have been a misclick if you're clicking Wish a second time. We see, yeah, I was about to say, there it is. We have to see Calm Mind. You click Wish again. This is, I guess, starting to look. Oh, okay. Unfortunate. Yep. Mismag up to +3 now. It's very strong positioning. Can Shadow Ball knock out the Raikou from +3? It does, so Raikou cannot roar it out here. Entei is going to come in, take 90 free from that. It's going to Fire Blast. Does that even break the sub? It does. But this Mismag is a very strong position, going to take down the Entei. Claydol's going to come in, trick the Scarf onto Mismag, so Mismag is now locked into Shadow Ball. This will allow Umbreon to come in and basically force it out. But Mismag is just claim 3 Pokemon, though. Very strong positioning for starting on. Toxic is going to miss into Scizor. Obviously doesn't matter since it's a Steel type. D-Knight's going to come in. Scizor's going to U-turn again, set some more chip on this D-Knight. And we see Mismag come in. Umbreon's going to be switching. Shadow Ball's going to do literally nothing. Yeah, left East is supposed to set off. Skarmory is going to be a switch out here. As a Fitz is just going to quick Wish. Instant Dragon, so Dragon's going to get a lot of health back here. And rocks up for starting on finally. Fire Blast is going to come out and just clean knock out that Skarmory. That's definitely a Fizdef Skarmory then. Drapion going to come in here. Drapion's going to Ice Fang. It's a Yachi Berry Dragonite. Draco Meteor is going to miss. Ooh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So, yeah. Then Drapion's going to quick Ice Fang again. God, people being really toxic here. Hydro Pump. We see a Super Fang from Crobat into Empoleon. Empoleon gets off the agility. Ice Beam going to knock out this Crobat here. We see Mismagius come in. It's obviously going to quick Thunderbolt here, force down the Empoleon. Fireball's going to do virtually nothing to this Umbreon. Well, yeah, Fitz. I know Draco killed there. That's a very unfortunate miss. I mean, Drapion does not take that Draco. We see the U-turn get Dragonite really, really low here. Drapion's going to come in. Gotcha. Fair enough then, but if you come on my chat and you start bad-mouthing someone without telling me like you're his friends, you know, I'm going to call you out for it. Alright, so you're just gonna click Bullet Punch here. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty rough position for Fitz Gaming, and he took all that damage on Dragonite too. We see Brick Break come off from a Scizor, do a bit of damage. It's just gonna Bullet Punch, knock out the Dragonite. Anyway, Hydro Pump's gonna do a ton of damage, but Scizor is packing the Brick Break. And is this Empoleon Bullet Punch range? I'm honestly not sure. It is, okay. It has to be out of the game. Obviously, Umbreon can't win this 1v1 on its own. 1v3 at the end. Scizor is going to U-turn into Drapion. Umbreon clicks Wish, but it doesn't really matter. It's too late. Drapion's got Earthquake here. Umbreon's going to get healthy, but if Drapion's like packing Toxic or something, the game's over. Just quick Earthquake again. Yeah, Jody and Empoleon could have made on something, but fortunately not. And we're just going to watch this Umbreon, you know, quicking. I mean, we're just going to go into Umbreon Faint, so we're just going to quick buy-ins, yep. Wish, Brick Break, yeah. That means Umbreon's eventually going to go down. There it is. So, yeah, So, Frio win from starting on. Definitely was the unfortunate Draco miss for sure. I really like the Mismag set, though. That did a lot of work. I think the Mismag set was very smart here. Roar on Fitz's side on Raikou is very interesting. You don't see that very often, but I do kind of get it. Also, roars out potentially a Swords Dance Scissor, which is obviously never going to roll on a quick bug bite into you if it's low enough to take a T-Bolt. Yachi, Draco, D-Knight special makes a lot of sense here. Trick, Scarf, Quaidol was cool. I really like that. Agility and Apollyon pretty common this generation, but it does make a lot of sense this matchup. Not much counterplay. So yeah, but starting on Izgo, Winfrio, that Draco Mist definitely did play a big role. On to our next game. Game number 3. We have here Basiago versus God's Drunkest Driver. I believe God's Drunkest Driver is already 2-0 at this point. Basiago is, I think, 0-1. So, Drunkest Driver going for this potential bye. Iago's just going to try and keep himself alive in this tournament. So, again, the matchup, I mean, hell of a Suicune matchup. Wow. Outside the Lantern, not much does to it. But Lantern is pretty good here. Oh, welcome, Time Kitsune. Yeah, Lantern is a pretty solid here. Check Suicune. It's an okay check into Blaziken, but does have to watch out for Earthquake. It can come in on Rotom too, albeit Rotom can wear it down, obviously, with repeated Shadow Balls. On driver's side, I mean, Dragonite into Steel-type Lucario and Magneton is looking crazy here. If you get sufficient chip on the Suicune and the Quaidol, it does probably just win. Have to watch out for Scarf Arrow, though, which I do think could be a brain because it lives E-Speed and KOs plus 1 D out of Stone Edge. Also has to be Scarf Gengar, which is not an unlikely say in this matchup. Lucario into Fighting Resist Gengar and Dragonite, like, my god, that's wild. Like, there's very little Lucario counterplay. I mean, if you can preserve a Sash on Dugtrio, maybe, but that's going to be hard. It looks. Hitmonlee can't really spin very easily into Rotom Appliance unless it's packing Foresight. I think I'm going to lean Iago in this matchup, but Driver definitely has some good pieces that can help him a lot here. And Dugtrio is pretty good here if it can just preserve a Sash to be able to remove the Lucario. Iago on the left, Driver on the right. Arrows just go quick rocks as oh wow, the Bronzong's just quick Iron Head and straight up Oko it. In comes Rotom Watch to go trick the Bronzong with a Scarf. Bronzong's gonna get up the rocks. This will force out the Bronzong, and oh god, that's an Abra. Abra came to the game and just got shot. Well, I mean, Abra came to the game and it just died. I mean, yeah, I have no idea what it came for. It's maybe it's a Scarf Abra for Blaziken. I don't what the hell is an Abra doing here over like real Pokemon? I don't get it. But it's gonna come in and die, so I guess Abra accomplished nothing. In comes Gengar, Shadow Ball, knock out this Rotom. Reveals to be Life Orb, that makes sense. I don't think it would have knocked out boosting him. Suicune's gonna come in, take the Life Orb Thunderbolt, take so much damage here. It's gonna try and sub, but oh no, it does not have nearly enough HP. That was not a great play. In comes Quaidol, but Gengar can just shout. Honestly, I would just Shadow Ball again with Gengar. Suicune was in range. Yeah, it's gonna do 85 to this Quaidol. Quaidol's gonna get up a light screen, so that should help here. Blaziken's gonna come in, but still gonna take so much damage. It's still almost a 2-hit KO. And Hidden Power from Gengar is gonna come out and knock out the Blaziken. Whatever type it is, that is enough to take it down. Lucario comes in, quick Bullet Punch, but this Gengar just knocked out, put out so much damage on his team for no reason. Dugtrio going to come in. It is going to die to the ESP. As I said, you probably need a Sash if you're going to take on Lucario with Dugtrio. Bronzong comes in as Lucario quicks Swords Dance, but this Bronzong is offensive as we saw from the Iron Head damage earlier. Earthquake's just going to knock it out. Quail's going to come in, but I think it's probably too late. Everything's too weak. Yep. Hitmonlee's going to knock out Quaidol with the elusive DPP Rapid Spin KO, something you do not see very often. Hitmonlee naturally outspeeds. It's just going to high jump kick the Suicune. I mean, that's a very crazy thing to bring into Rotom, but sure. High jump kick is Water-based power gem, meaning that it literally is the same power with Reckless as Close Combat is with Limber. So, like, I don't know. I don't really like that set, but I mean, it worked out for Drunkest Driver here. The offensive Bronzong doing work. This Gengar is doing way more than they ever should have. That the Suicune quicking sub there was really rough for Iago. It kind of just put him on the back foot and forced him to sack like 2 whole months of Gengar. Abra technically came and took a hit from a Rotom and died. I guess it's technically here. Fair enough. I mean, he only needed 4 hurt Pokemon, so it works, I guess. But yeah, pretty solid win by Driver here. I believe this puts him up to 3-0, so in potential bye territory. It's game number 4. Wrong tab, right? Game number 4. Here we have Ome versus Earthster. So we do see a Zapdos mirror here. I believe Ome is 1-0 if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure we've seen this in Ome's A team before. I believe Earthter's 0-1. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing the Giraffe team before losing, but I could be wrong. There's also Celebi mirror. So Zapdos Celebi mirror. I didn't notice that because the Celebi was round 4 for Earthter, which is kind of crazy. We do see the Zapdos both look pretty strong. However, I do think Ome's Zapdos looks a little better here because Swampert is not as reliable of a check to it as Nidoqueen is. Nidoqueen actually looks kind of frustrating for Earthter to deal with here. Like, yeah, offensive set, or even like just a fat set can get up rocks, can get up T-Spikes even, force a lot of progress with Earthquake and move to hit like Zapdos or Celebi. Just looking very strong. You can see me a Pyapa Berry set to try and smack back a Celebi if it tries to boost up and click it with Poison Jab or something. The Suicune on Ome's side not looking amazing into Zapdos Celebi, per se, and Tentacruel. I will say, though, Tentacruel can spin pretty freely in this game. No Ghost type on your side, so both Spares can spin very freely. Earthter's VC first pick Trapinch in a draft in made bracket. I would say his draft pool for this set. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I saw the round 2 draft rig. I was just like, okay, I mean, if you want an enemy so far, I think he's 0-1, but I might be misremembering. But, I mean, definitely taking a draft rig round 2 is a beastly pick. Definitely has some aura to it. Kabutops also looks very strong for Ome's side in rain, particularly. If you can just chip down the Swampert a bit. Obviously, the Registeel is a decent stopgap, but Waterfall's going to do a ton of damage shooting in the rain, especially if you're like Life Orb. I think I'm going to lean, honestly, I think I might lean Earthter of the matchup. Just his Zapdos will, no, I'm going to lean Ome on this matchup, but it's pretty even, I'd say. Let's get into the game. Ome on the left, Earthter on the right. The Girafarig is going to lead as Ambipom's going to U-turn doing 79. Girafarig is going to trick the Celebi. Is going to receive a Flame Orb. Ooh, that's not the mod you wanted to get the Flame Orb since Celebi can't. I mean, obviously, it's going to keep doing it, but this means the U-turn will do a lot less damage, 30% to the opposing Celebi. Ambipom coming in, just keep clicking U-turn. And then in comes the Fortress and Tentacruel. Tentacruel's quick Surf, dude. That's a special defensive Fortress. That's doing like nothing. And Fortress is going to get up a Spike here. Tentacruel's going to knock off, getting rid of Fortress Akaberry. Fortress is packing the Earthquake, though. That's going to do over half the Tentacruel. Tentacruel's in range of another one. It's going to be forced out into Zapdos. Double out into his own Zapdos on Ome's side. Ome's Zapdos doing 56 and paralyzing Earthter's. Oh no. In comes the Registeel here as the Nerf Thunderbolt comes out, doing virtually nothing. So that means Earthter's Zapdos is obviously very offensive. Heat Wave from the Zapdos into the Registeel. Registeel could Ice Punch, do some damage, but Zapdos doesn't really take that much here. Out into the Fortress as Registeel's going to boom. Very good scout by Ome there. Celebi is going to come in here. Out into Zapdos. What's Celebi going to collect? Is just going to get rocks up. Okay, that's very big for Earthter. Girafarig could come back in, sack to the Zapdos Heat Wave. Yep. Galley's going to come in on the Zapdos. What's it going to do? It's going to take a big Thunderbolt. It's going to Swords Dance here, but Shadow Sneak isn't going to knock it out. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it's Endure, so it's Endure Salic, I see. Very cool, very cool. I am a big fan of Endure Salic sets. I write a lot with Azelf and DPP, specifically with like Nasty Plot. Very cool set. Gallade is just going to Ice Punch here. Not even knock out Fortress, but I mean, obviously the next hit will. It's going to Ice Punch again, but is this... If it's Ambipom's packing priority, which it is, I mean, Gallade doesn't do much. It's going to click Endure again on the Fake Out. Oh, that makes sense, actually. Never mind. It can do that every time. In comes the Zapdos. Gallade should click Close Combat. Very heads up Gallade set. That crit might have mattered, but it does have to be next turn. Something matters that much. Does Celebi live a hit from +2? It does live the Ice Punch. It's going to U-turn out, knocking out the Gallade, but that Gallade forced a lot of progress there. In comes Ambipom. What's Earthter going to bring in? The Zapdos, but Zapdos is paralyzed. And I was going to Fake Out doing 43. Holy shit. That is a very Silk Scarf. Oh my god. And Return is going to knock out that Zapdos. We do see Celebi come in here. U-turn doing 58, knocking it out. Can Tentacruel win the game? Maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe this was Earthter's first game. I'm not sure because I know I don't think he's out. So Tentacruel's just going to Surf, but Nidoqueen can Earthquake and knock it out. Yeah. Ome is going to win predominantly for, I mean, this Ambipom did a lot of work. And the U-turn spam just kind of did its job. Just kept getting in big threats. The Gallade was really cool, but obviously with Celebi being able to live it, I wonder what the role was on that Celebi. I really don't know. I don't know. Like, we obviously don't know Celebi spread. But Celebi living that probably stopped the sweep. So yeah, big 4-0 win from Ome. Big 4-0 win for Mome. Earth's creative prep, unfortunately, not fully paying off here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Ice Punch is going to roll into like Foley Fizdef Celebi. Foley Fizdef Celebi is really fat. But I mean, I don't know. Well, let's look at the matchup real quick. This, I guess Galley doesn't need to run, per se, that much speed. I guess you just need enough for Ambipom, really. So it probably could run Adamant. I don't know. My gut head calcs are telling me Celebi wins that usually in most scenarios, but I can't say for sure. Oh, there's your match. Okay, so we are on. This one's you. Trey Prime versus Tobias. Gotcha. So looking at the matchup here, we do see on Tobias side we see quite a strong Metagross. I mean, obviously Slowking and Fortress, but both get worn down. Thunder Punch is going to do a lot to Fortress. Slowking with its lower defense. Gliscor is a bit of a stopgap here. I don't know which one you are, but if you're Trey Prime or Tobias, but here's your match. And then we are going to see this Aerodactyl looking decent here. Swamper's obviously a bit annoying, but you can wear it down. But going like Gengar and Lucario, I think T-Tar's a very strong win condition in the end game here. You do also have to watch out for Hitmonchan here. However, Hitmonchan just having an amazing matchup. You're the T-Tar team, awesome. Gengar looking pretty solid. Clef is obviously a very good switch and can paralyze it, but sub like Focus Blast Gengar could be decent here. Lucario very strong. The only fighting resist is Muck. Tobias' Shaman, though, is pretty annoying. Like, you probably have to run Sludge Bomb on Gengar for it, but Gengar doesn't usually like slotting that in. And nothing really wants to come in on Seed Flare. I think I am going to lead Trey Prime, though, so off the strength for Pokemon like Lucario and Gengar here. Let's get into the game. Very funny, your name is Muck fan, and on the opposing side there's a Muck. Very humorous. Anyway, lead Metagross as we're going to get the rocks up with Gliscor, in comes Swampert, Electro's going to be the switch in on the rocks. Telegraphing heavily in HP Grass here, in comes Clefable. The HP Grass do virtually nothing to Clef here. Is even off of Life Orb Electro, it means it's probably Spinef. Clef going to take a Thunderbolt. What's it going to do? It's just quick Psychic, do a bit of chip into this Electrode. But Electrode can just boom. Yeah, I was about to say, it's definitely going to boom there and take out the Clef. I feel like the opponent should have scouted for that. Anyway, Gengar's going to come in and burn the Hitmonchan. Not Hitmonchan can do much to it anyway. Pursuit's going to do 28. That's a pretty offensive Hitmonchan. I'm doing 28. Gengar's going to switch out, but he is in Rock's range, however. However, Trey Prime can probably spin those later. Tobias could go out to the Shaman. Gen 4 Future Sight is interesting. From what I remember, Gen 4 Future it's kind of bad. It's like 70 base power rate. It's typeless. Like, Gen 4 Future Sight is just not a good move. It's really weak as typeless. So, like, you don't even get stab on it. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work like it does in later gens. It's not super effective yet. See if we're going to take out the Gliscor. And then we see, yeah, the Future Sight only does 18% to Shaman because it's not stab. It's only 70 base power. So that's not going to accomplish much, unfortunately. Future Sight's just really bad until Gen 5. Close Combat is going to come out from Lucario, do a ton of damage to Swampert. He has Life Orb. Lucario's going to fire off an HP Grass. Oh, wow. That takes down the Swampert. Very nice prep. In comes Aerodactyl, but Bullet Punch can just pick this off. Yeah, Bullet Punch is good. Not actually knock it out. Aerodactyl can't stand. Just like Earthquake can take out the Lucario here. He is a Life Orb as well, so it's going to go down 3-3 now. Metagross comes in as the Slowking. Metagross is not packing Thunder Punch. It's just going to quick Earthquake there. I guess Future Sight does technically hit Metagross for Okidetch and it's typeless, but yeah. You're just going to start slacking off with this Slowking. Makes sense. Metagross is going to boom, though, taking down the Slowking, but how do you stop Gengar now? Or I think T-Tar's still... I mean, T-Tar's decent here. Shaman's going to Seed Flare. It's going to miss. Oh, that is huge. That damage on the... Yeah, it's huge. Oh, my God. That Seed Flare miss is gigantic. That Seed Flare miss will surely put T-Tar in range of Mach Punch even after the burn. And then Gengar would die of rocks. But with that Seed Flare miss, that's just going to lose the game for Tobias. Yeah, this thing's going to sack. He's just going to wait, take some chip. I don't think that really changes much, though. It's going to Drain Punch, try and get some health back. Is it packing Mach Punch? It doesn't click Mach Punch. Superpower's going to knock out. Yeah, I mean... That Seed Flare was like gigantic. This T-Tar should have been pretty much dead, but at least very well in range, and definitely in range of Mach Punch who was packing it. But that is the reality of Shaman. Sometimes you miss Seed Flare. That's just the game. Sometimes we miss C4 of Shaman. That's how it is. Neat prep. I did like Blue Electro. Bring Booming on Clef was really good. HP Grass Lucario was cool. Please don't bring Future Sight Slowking again. It's really, really bad. You're banned, so you have to switch to Superpower. Gotcha, but I mean, C4 will put you in range of Mach Punch, so I don't think the ban really matters. Like, I get why you switched just to get extra chip on it, but still, I mean, that C4 miss is just kind of tragic in the end game, but that is how the game goes, and a 1-0 win for Trey Prime here. Let's get on to Game 6. Okay, let's do Game 6. Here we have Ethan versus Risky. So these are two players I know very well. Ethan is one of the best players in Draft League. He has multiple Team Tour Championships, individual Tour Championships, huge performances pretty much everywhere he plays. I can't think of Ethan having a bad season anywhere in the last couple of years. This man is a monster. On the other side, we have one of my closest friends, Risky, who I coined the most wholesome person on Discord. I love this guy. We've been friends for 7 years now. He's a super admin in my league. And as a result, I was helping him prep for this game. He is one of the people that we were prepping together for this tournament. So I do know a bit of the prep. I might try not to spoil it until it comes up in the game. Looking at the matchup here, we do see a Shaman mirror. And Risky's Shaman looks very strong. The only grass resist is the opposing Shaman. Whereas even Shaman does have, obviously, but it's like the Mega Grass that can't be C4 dropped. Yeah. Yeah, I think Risky is a pretty good matchup. Black looks really strong. Yeah. Snorlax looks very good here. Suicune has a bit of a tough time into Shaman Blastoise. Rotom looks decent, but Black kind of shits on it. And Azelf looks actually pretty solid here, though. I do like Azelf essentially, but yeah. Risky's Snorlax is really good. Aerodactyl can spam Banded Moose pretty easily here. I do think the matchup is leaning in Risky's favor. But, I mean, if anyone can win this game, it is Ethan, a.k.a. Toxic, one of the best draft players of all time. Let's get into the game, though. We have Ethan on the left, Iron Boulders, and Ricky on the Risky. I'm probably going to call him Ricky in the game because I've known him for so long. I know his actual name. Obviously, it's Ricky here, so sorry about that. But anyway, Glalie is going to spike as Managross is just going to Mirror Match on turn 1 and probably Bullet Punch. Yeah, knock out the Glalie. Rotom Heat comes in as the Snorlax is the switch. Rotom's just going to Will, though, so he's going to burn the Snorlax. Shaman is going to be the bring in as Snorlax just go rest to get rid of the burn immediately. And in comes Aerodactyl as an interesting switch into Shaman. Shaman's just going to Leech Seed, though. Aerodactyl is going to Toxic, so that will put a timer on Shaman, but obviously Shaman can just switch out and cure it. C4 getting 62. This Aerodactyl is getting very low on health now. It's in Rock's range even. Switching out to Nidoqueen, going to take a spike. As C4 comes out, is going to miss on this one, so Nidoqueen is going to come in for free. Natural Cure will heal off the Shaman, and Suicune is going to come in on the rocks from Nidoqueen. It's going to start Calm Minding, but Nidoqueen is going to force it out with Roar. Poison Jab into Rotom, fishing for the poison. Overeat's going to do 30 free, so not that much here. Obviously, it's not stabbing this generation. Hopefully, I'm lagging on my phone. Hopefully, everyone else isn't lagging, though. Poison Jab is going to get the poison on Suicune here. Very nice for Ricky. Shaman is going to come in on the Suicune. Just in dash the Hydro Pump. Not that I would have done much anyway. Yeah, very good. Shaman is going to click Seed Flare here, presumably. Or Air Slash calling the opposing Shaman, getting some good chip off on it. Ethan's going to switch out to Azelf as Shaman clicks Growth. Honestly, I forgot he packed it. Fire Blast is just going to knock out a Shaman. That's a big crit. I'm pretty sure Shaman will live that. Unless Azelf's like Specs or something. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Aerodactyl's going to come in as Hitmonchan has the switch. Aerodactyl's just going to crunch for negligible damage. And we're going to switch out into Misdreavus here on the close combat. So Misdreavus did come. It's going to take literally nothing from that. Azelf is going to come in as the Misdreavus is going to click Substitute. Azelf is going to click Shadow Balls. Misdreavus is just going to click its own Shadow Ball and knock out the Azelf. But it's not. It's actually going to live on 2%. Misdreavus' special attack is not that high. Snorlax is going to come in here on another Shadow Ball. And, I'm apologies if this is lagging for anyone. It's just on my phone, probably. Anyway, Snorlax is going to Sleep Talk the Bioslam and Paralyze the Shaman. It's going to Sleep Talk again. This is going to roll another Bioslam. It does, and the Shaman goes down. Quite lucky sequence there for Ricky. Hitmonchan will come in fraying out the Snorlax. Quick Toxic, but the Nidoqueen's going to come in anyway. Azelf is going to be sacked to rocks here as Nidoqueen Quick Earthquake. Suicune is the bring in here on the Nidoqueen. It is pretty frightening. Hydro Pump is going to knock it out here. Cool. Good to know it's not lagging. It's just my Wi-Fi sucking on my end for my phone. Cool. Anyway, Mega is coming out Suicune. What's it going to click? It is just going to Thunder Punch, doing negligible damage to this Rotom. But Snorlax is a super safe Rotom switching, of course. Rotom is going to pains with getting a lot of health back here. In comes Hitmonchan. And Snorlax just going to rest again. Okay, this does force it out into the Aerodactyl sack. Hitmonchan's going to be toxic, though, calling the Mischievous, I presume. Rotom is going to come in as Aerodactyl's a quick Earthquake here. So Aerodactyl is taking a wild chip now. It's just going to toxic the Rotom itself. But Rotom is Lumberry, so that's not going to connect, or at least not stick. Rotom is going to knock out the Aerodactyl. In comes the Snorlax. Hitmonchan is the switch. What's Snorlax going to do? It's going to just stay asleep. It's not even going to use Sleep Talk. Okay. Metagross comes in on the Hitmonchan. It's going to take a ton from this close combat. Oh my god. The Rotom is a very safe switch in. Obviously, Bullet Punch is going to do literally nothing. Thunderbolt will knock out the Metagross. Ricky is down to just 2 Pokemon remaining. He is going to bring in the Mischievous and scare out this Rotom as Mischievous is going to quick Calm Mind. Yeah, Calm Mind. And now Mischievous is going to dodge a Toxic as it gets the Will-O-Wisp on Hitmonchan. That's huge. Hitmonchan is going to quick Toxic again. He is going to connect this time. Mischievous is going to get off a second Calm Mind, though. And this Mischievous will be in a very strong position to clean up the game. Out comes Suicune. Is Mischievous going to quick Shadow Ball? It is. Suicune's going to go down the switch. In comes Hitmonchan, but this Shadow Ball's going to knock out. It's going to quick Ice Punch, but that's not going to do virtually nothing if it burned. The last one is Rotom, and Rotom, I doubt, can knock out Mischievous from 62 at +2, right? And Mischievous get outspeed anyway. It's a slower Rotom. And that's going to be this Mischievous cleaning up the late game. So, fun fact, Ricky, we're talking, he was like, I think Call My Mischievous was good. I'm like, I didn't know it. I don't know. So, I agree with that. But he's like, I'm going to bring it. And then it won. So, I'm the idiot here. He was right. He pulled it off, positioned it correctly, and good job. Yeah. Very a big upset here. Risky is a good friend of mine, but I'll be honest, he's not like the strongest player out there. But he prepped really hard for this. The Mischievous did do work, and he is going to take the big upset over Ethan. Ethan goes down to 0-1, I believe, or 1-1. I think Ethan might already have won, so it might be 1-1. I believe that's Risky's first game, so he's up to 1-0 now. So, but yeah, very big win there. We see pretty good prep. I like the Roar on Nidoqueen getting out this weekend. Obviously, I'm biased because I helped with this prep, but yeah, the Growth Shaman to win the mirror is pretty cool. On Ethan's side, we did see Rotom Heat, which I kind of figured was coming. Azelf, I'm curious what the item on that was. We don't actually know. But yeah, very good win for Ricky with the Call My Mischievous. I was really proud of him when I saw this game. I was really excited. I was really nervous, but obviously he's a good friend of mine, and I am happy to see him win. Now let's get into game 7. So here we have one of my content staff members, Ty Carter, also the host of Revival Tournaments, a series of DBP and ADV tournaments. I highly recommend checking them out. They are fantastic, amazing DBP and ADV OU games. I definitely recommend giving them a look after the stream if you want. Now, on the other side, we have Yellow. I don't know this person, but obviously that doesn't mean they can't be good at the game. I just don't recognize the name. Going into the matchup here, first thing I'm noticing is Tyranitar looks very strong. We see a Donphan and the Metagross, but those aren't the best. Metagross gets worn down by Entei, and this Entei's actually cracked here. I mean, the fire resistant Kingdra, and yes, it can't come out Flare Blitz, but it's gonna take some chip, and every bit of chip on this Kingdra is going to matter. Kingdra is quite strong, but you do see stuff like Registeel, which can take it on and boom potentially. And then on Tykar's side, the Gengar looks pretty good. The Ghost Resist is Weavile, and Weavile can't try and pursue Trap, but you can use just one Will Colbur on the Gengar, or even Colbur Focus Blast if you want. Or Colbur HP Fighting will probably be even better. I think Colbur HP Fighting makes a lot of sense here. I mean, I think Persian's an okay Pokemon. I don't like it. I drafted it for 2 points. It's fine. Eevee was just a joke pick, obviously. Yeah, I mean, Kingdra looks okay here. I think Tykar just has the matchup off the basis of Tyranitar and Gengar and Entei all being monstrous here. Even Sceptile looks pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, with the speed advantage as well. I mean, Yellow has a speed advantage with Weavile, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Let's get into the game. Ty Carter on the left, Yellow on the right. I believe Ty Carter is 1-0 so far. They are going to trade rocks with their steel types turn 1. Earthquake's going to come off to 41 to this Registeel. As it's going to counter, doing a ton of damage to Metagross now. Incoming the Gengar, predicting another Earthquake, I presume. As the calling the Custap and coming on the Boom. Wow. Very good play from Ty there. In comes the Weavile, but I'm sure this Gengar is going to be Colbert. Yeah, it's going to be Colbert. No, it's not. He just sacks the Gengar. Fair enough. I'm kind of surprised by that. Gengar looked really good in this matchup. By the way, Gyarados is going to come in. Dragon gets up as Shaman is the switch. Scarf, HP Electric Shaman being the switch, taking out this Gyarados. That's huge for Yellow. Ty is going to say his Entei, and it's extreme speed here, only doing 20 to the Uxie. Gonna switch out into Registeel. What's Uxie gonna do? It's just gonna knock off Registeel's presumably leftovers. Yeah. You turning out, what's going to come in is the Donphan looking to spin away these rocks. Registeel's gonna Thunder Wave, and that's gonna whiff into the Donphan. Then we see Seismic Toss doing some good chip, and the spin is going to come off here. Donphan can't quick Earthquake if it wants. That's going to do a lot to Registeel. Is the Registeel going to counter? No, it's just going to get rocks back up. So, Registeel's going to Seismic Toss. Oh, there's a speed tie. Well, yeah, I should have known so early. It's a speed tie. They're both like no speed. Interesting. We do see rocks go up as Donphan's going to knock it out, but those rocks are going to stay up if Donphan can be framed out here. Ty Carter going to bring in the Sceptile. What's he going to do with it? He just got Giga Drain doing not much to that Shaman. That Shaman's probably even offensive, but Giga Drain's such a weak move this generation. Tyranitar comes in, Shaman clicks Seed Flare. Oh, that Scarf Seed Flare is going to 2-hit Tyranitar if it lands. Back out to Sceptile. Seed Flare is going to miss here, though. So Sceptile will be able to stay pretty healthy. Giga Drain on the Shaman is going to do virtually nothing, though. And the fact that it's faster means that this Sceptile is also Scarf here. Yeah, and then Shaman's just going to keep cooking Seed Flare, and the Sceptile's going to go down here, assuming it connects. Yeah, Shaman is getting very low, though. He has an extreme speed range from Entei. Can Entei and Tyranitar pull it back? Extreme speed will knock out the Scarf Shaman. That Scarf Shaman did so much work this game. Very wild set. And bringing in Harder the Gyarados makes sense. Donphan's going to come in. Entei's just going to flare, but it's doing 38. It's going to get a burn. That could be huge. That might... Yeah, that burn... Then that burn means it might be able to stab on T-Tar, but I guess it would have been 2 KO'd anyway here. Yeah, it's looking a bit rough for Ty, but we'll see what he can do left. Ty is going to bring in the Weavile. Obviously, he's going to have to take an E-Speed here, but he should tank it, yeah. That is a wild edge. Low kick covering the T-Tar switch. What's T-Tar set? We do have Weavile here. Is T-Tar Scarf? No, and Weavile's going to knock it out. And that's going to be a win for Yellow. I mean, Ty did play to start really well, but that Scarf Shaman kind of just turned the entire game around. I mean, Scarf Shaman catching the Gyarados, taking that out with HP Electric, very nice. Wearing down the Sceptile and the Entei, just like really forcing a lot of progress into a team without great grass resists. Registeel was one of the checks to it, but Registeel was worn down really early by a combination of Metagross and Donphan, leaving Shaman open to spam attacks. Scarf Sceptile is interesting. I don't know if I love the Scarf Sceptile here. Scarf Sceptile isn't even faster than Kingdra and Rain, so I don't really get it. Yeah, I mean, he predicted the Pursuit, which I get it, but losing Gengar early did really hurt. Yeah, I know. I don't really get the Scarf Sceptile when it's slower than Kingdra and Rain. It's probably faster than Modest Kingdra and Rain, but Kingdra's always running Timid here for the Gyarados anyway. But yeah, we do see Yellow is going to take the win here. Counter or Registeel is always fun. I like that set. Let's move on to our next game here. And we see a second burst with the same avatar. So Ty Carter and Roseboom Nixie must be on the same team for some Smogon tournament. Anyway, we do see here Roseboom Nixie on the left and Beats Black on the right. Two quite solid players. I mean, they both have custom, so yeah, obviously they're both pretty solid. And we do see a Dragonite mirror. Roseboom's Dragonite looks really, really good here. You just have to chip down the Swampert a bit. It can go absolutely apeshit. Beats Black's Dragonite is also solid, but you do have to contend with the combination of Steelix and Celebi and potentially a Scarf Frostlass. I think Scarf Frostlass makes a lot of sense here. It's a really good Dragonite check. You can also Caligan HP Fire if you're expecting a Scizor to come in and do a ton of damage. Rose Bloom's Lucario also looks very strong here. Not a great check suite on Beats Black's side. On Beats Black's side, though, we do see a Scizor that does look pretty strong. You just have to wear down a Steelix, which isn't too hard to do. Steelix is going to be taking a lot of pressure from Pokemon like Dragonite and Jolteon. And Jolteon can do a lot of damage here as long as it can wear down the Steelix. So Steelix is going to be really pressured throughout this game. And obviously without recovery outside lefties, that is going to make it hard. Rosebloom is going to need to somehow try and keep that healthy to do well. I can honestly see Flareon coming as make a Scizor check into Wish stuff, but I don't know what you drop from the top 6 for it, if anything. Also, this Honchkrow looks quite solid. They're flying resistant to Steelix, but Honchkrow's base, I believe, 105 special attack with Heat Wave will still do a ton of damage to it. I could definitely see dropping me Tauros for Honchkrow here. I think I'm going to lean Beats Black in the matchup here because Dragonite plus Jolteon just wears down that Steelix so effectively, and Honchkrow's quite strong too. But Rosebloom's Dragonite does still look very strong itself, as does Lucario. Let's get into the game. We see Rosebloom on the left and Beats Black on the right. Tentacruel lead into Dragonite. Ice Beam, so you have to scout for it. Goes into the Dunsparce. Wow. I did not even see the Dunsparce in the matchup. I'll be honest, I just kind of glazed over it, but it is here. Take Virtual Advance. It's going to take a Sludge Bomb. Take very low damage. Body Slam. This could probably get Para. Yeah, it's a Searing Grace, so it's a 60% chance. It's going to Earthquake into Tentacruel. Sludge Bomb's going to come out. But Tentacruel's now really low and paralyzed. It's going to switch out to the Swampert. Dunsparce is just going to roost here. Wow. Stealth Rock, Dunsparce is going to try and paralyze the Swampert. It's not going to get it. Swampert's Earthquake is only do 41. This Dunsparce is doing work. Oh my god. Second try is going to get it. To be fair, he has a 96% chance to get it. One of two 60%, so it makes sense. Swampert's going to Earthquake as Celebi comes in, taking very low damage. Tentacruel comes in as Celebi just fires off a nasty paw and can kick out the Tentacruel with Psychic. Is obviously too low for the Piopid Berry to matter. It's a White Form Celebi too. Scizor is gonna come in, be Scarf. I feel like you do have to scout for the Scarf there. I mean, if Scizor's coming in and you're +2, it doesn't think it can live HP Fire from Akka. But even then, like, yeah, maybe if you're gonna get low, but I feel like you always have to scout for Scarf there. Scarf Scizor has been super popular all tournament too. Frostless comes in on the Swampert here. Scizor is gonna be a switch in as Frostless gets up a Spike. It's going to be Babiri Berry, but that crit's going to knock out through it. Oh no, that's really bad for a Rosebloom. Surely they need to live that and hit back with HP Fire. That's unfortunate. Lucario's going to come in as the Haunter comes in. Both sides have a very interesting, like, bulky Pokemon in here. HP Grass coming out. Wilch here. HP Grass coming out. The Healing Power's going to crit onto this Dunsparce. Dunsparce is packing fucking Pursuit. Oh my god, it's going to trap the Haunter. That's wild. I have never seen Pursuit Dunsparce before. Scizor's going to come in. It's just going to U-turn, knock out the Dunsparce. But wow, Pursuit Dunsparce. What a prep decision. Lucario's going to come in and presumably click HP Grass on the Swampert. Is Swampert Rindo? No, it's just going to go down. Dragonite is going to be the switch in here, but Lucario's running Ice Punch. However, Dragonite is running the Yache Berry and going to click Dragon Dance. Is it in range of Extreme Speed here? It is not. It's going to barely live and take out Lucario with Earthquake. In comes the Steelix. Earthquake is going to do a ton, but Steelix can just knock out the Dragon with Gyro Ball. The last is Jolteon. Steelix is very low here. Can Jolteon knock out Healing Power? Healing Power Fire does knock out through the Akka Berry. That means the Jolteon might... Oh, no, it's just lefties. I guess that's just a very physically considered. Dragonite comes in, going to take a Thunderbolt. It actually takes two. He's going to Fire Punch the Jolteon, not KO. Going to get the burn, so it's definitely in range of another one. It's actually in range of Extreme Speed now, yeah. But Scarf Scizor surely can knock out Dragonite from 39, right? Scizor's going to Bullet Punch. It's not going to knock out, and Rosebloom actually is going to knock out the Scizor with Fire Punch. What a game. Oh my god. Only 24 turns. That game went so back and forth the whole fucking time. I mean, wow, that was a really interesting... Yes, but Steelix easily was HP. It's definitely physically defensive. So, Dragonite go lead and then come back late game. This Dunsparce doing God's work. 2 Paras and Pursuit trapping. 2 Paras, getting Tentacruel super low and Pursuit trapping the Haunter. I mean, my god. Crazy Dunsparce set doing a ton of work. Gyro Ball Steelix makes sense. I still feel like you always scout for that with the Celebi. I feel like Celebi could have been really useful in this late game. But I mean, it worked out anyway. HP Grass, Lucario makes sense. We've seen that a couple times for Swampert so far. But Berry, Frost Loss Pursuit with HP Fire, very good, but the Bullet Punch crit is going to just unfortunately invalidate that. But Rose Bloom is going to take home the win. I believe this puts her up to 2-0 into brackets. And yeah, this was just, I mean, wow, what a game. What a game. This is a fantastic one. This is a fantastic one. Let's move on to the next one then. On to game 9. Which we have here, it is game 9. We have Cavern versus Watashi. So Watashi is obviously a very, very good Smogon player. Cavern's been around the draft scene for a while. He's not bad. He's done pretty well in some ADV tours. I don't know that much about his DPP experience, though. Looking at the matchup here, first thing I'm noticing is Raikou looks quite solid. Outside Shaman and Quaidol, but Shaman is going to be pressured by a lot of the team, and Quaidol is, not the best Pokemon. Cress also looks really good. Maybe just Cress in general looks really good. You have to watch out for the Drapion, but Drapion can't really do shit to Swampert or even to Fortress if it's not packing Fire Thing. Yeah, I know Cameron's pretty good at like ADV and SV. I just don't know his DPP experience specifically. This Snorlax looking very strong too. Cavern might just have to try and double boom on it really if it starts getting up curses. Infernape on Cavern's time looking solid, although Crest plus Swampert is a bit of a difficult core to get through. I can easily see just like a Scarf Infernape as a way to revenge Raikou and just to maintain momentum. I do think the Drift Boom is not a bad bring here to try and spin block the Fortress. I think may Toxic Spike Drapion for the Raikou and the Swampert and a non-immunity Snorlax. Snorlax, it might be fake that. I don't know. It can really go either way with its ability here. The Dragonite looks solid, but you do have to wear down Registeel and Suicune. Not that's that difficult to do. It is a pretty even matchup. I don't think I can go either way on this one. Both teams have very solid answers to each other. So let's hop into the game. We got Cavern on the left and Watashi on the right. Registeel leading off as the Swampert. Just the turn 1 DPP Rocks traded. We all love it. Seismic Toss is going to do 24 to Swampert. As Swampert goes second, so let's go Roar. This brings in Blaziken. Blaziken's just going to U-turn out into Shaman. Swampert's go Waterfall, do very pitiful damage to Shaman. It reveals lefties, so we do have to go. We can't just Seed Flare here. In comes the Crest. Yeah, Mix Ape looks really good. Seed Flare into the Crest. This get the drop in. No one's gonna get Super Bowl. This is a Scarf Cresselia though. Ice Beam, but we see Shaman does have Synthesis. So Scarf Cresselia can't really do much. Fortress is good. Come and maybe try and spin. But Shaman can use a H5, or just go into Registeel to get the rocks back up after, yeah. Fortress is going to get up a spike here. Registeel is going to paralyze the Fortress, as Fortress is fully paralyzed. And Registeel is going to switch out to Suicune. Fortress is going to get up another spike here, but Suicune's in a very strong position. Suicune is going to sub to scout for a potential boom, but Fortress is going to get paralyzed anyway. Fortress is going to switch out into the Swampert, as Suicune's going to start Calm Minding. Suicune just does have to fire off an attack here since Swampert obviously is Roar, but the Suicune is packing its own Roar, forcing out the Swampert. Very nice. You see Calm Mind Roar Suicune a lot in mirror matches, but I'm kind of surprised to see it here, but I very much like it. Also helps with potential Calm Mind Crest of that game. Surf is going to do good damage to Dragonite, but obviously with this set, it cannot fit an Ice move. So Surf is going to do good damage, but Dragonite is going to win the 1v1. However, Dragonite is very, very low now. It obviously can't come in on rocks. Shaman's going to come in and quick HP Ice, knocking out the Dragonite. Fortress is going to come in on the Shaman. Now it knows 9 HP Fire is very safe. Fortress is good. Presumably spin. No, it's just going to have a third spike. But Infernape's going to come in here. Crest is the stack to Infernape. What's Infernape going to quick? It's just going to Flare Blitz. Makes sense. Swampert comes in. Infernape's going to switch out, not wanting to potentially quick a Grass Knot if it has it. Swampert's going to Roar, and Shaman's going to come in taking a ton of chip here. But Shaman can obviously just simp up on the Swampert anyway. Fortress is going to come in, presumably to try and spin again. We'll see if that works out. Shaman's going to go out to Quaidol this time. Forage is going to boom, though, so that means all these hazards are going to stay up on Cavern's side that Quaidol is knocking a spin off. That could be huge for Watashi. Seed Flare into the Snorlax is a good chunk. Snorlax is going to start cursing, though. And Cavern's going to need these drops if he's going to break through it. Seed Flare again does 31. No drop, though, and Blysam's Chillon Berry. Oh my god, Chillon Berry Shaman. That's crazy. Chillon Berry HPI Shaman for the Dragonite. Very nice tech. And it's going to help with the Snorlax here. But obviously, you can just keep clicking Body Slam, yeah. Chillon Shaman is really cool. I love Chillumberry. Seafair is not going to knock it out there. It's another one without the drop of his free without drops. Unfortunate. Infernape can't come in, but it's taking so much extra chip. It cannot switch back in again after this. Go close combat and knock out the Snorlax. Watashi can't just go Swampert, though. Infernape's going to close combat again, doing 50 free. That is a bandit as hell Infernape if I've ever seen one. So I'm just going to roar it out since it might as well. Drapion is going to come in and take a ton of chip here. It's going to crunch, knock out Swampert. What's Watashi's final Pokemon? It is Raikou. With Infernape this well, Raikou's in a really strong position. Raikou's going to start Calm Minding. I assume Drapion's going to Earthquake. No, it's just going to crunch. 40 free, but Raikou surely can knock this Drapion out from this range. Yeah, Thunderbolt's going to take it down. Basically comes down to Raikou versus Registeel here. In comes Registeel. Is Registeel packing Boom? If it does, it wins the game. No, it's just going to Thunder Wave, so he's going to need some Paras here potentially. Seismic Toss into the Raikou, but I think... Oh, Raikou's going to stay paralyzed. He needs one more power to win this game. Seismic Toss again. Raikou is going to get off the Thunderbolt, and that's going to end the game. Watashi's going to win this with a paralyzed Raikou on 20%. What a wild game. That I think the turning point was just Fortress booming on the Claydol. Not being able to spin and get rid of these hazards like I just did in Cavern. Just he was taking way too much chip. He's taking 37% every time you come in. It's just so much damage. Yeah, and Raikou winning the end game. Yeah, unfortunately, if this Registeel is packing Boom, it could have just knocked down. I'm kind of surprised Registeel isn't packing Boom into Swampert Crest. I feel like you always run Boom in that 4th slot. Maybe I'm crazy. But I guess it didn't have it. If it had it definitely would have won the game. Because Infernape, even though it would have died to hazards, would have been alive when the Raikou went down. So yeah, Watashi wins. I believe this does advance them to brackets. Neat prep. I did like the Chillumberry on Cavern side with the HP Ice. That's very cool. Calm Mind Roar Suicune, always a fun set. Yeah, pretty basic. But yeah, I think the Fortress catching the Claydol of Boom kind of just won the game, though. Let's get into our final match of the stream. So on the left, we have JJ Galls. On the right, we have the Mad Sheen. JJ Galls is a pretty decently known draft player. He's played in one of the most competitive leagues itself, GGBA. I don't know about his tournament experience, though. And I don't know the Mad Sheen, so it should be an interesting matchup. I don't think I've seen a game out of either of them yet this tournament. I'm pretty sure. I might have seen it. Actually, no, I think I saw a JJ Galls game, but I feel like I recognize the Dustour Marowak pairing. I think he won that game, yeah. So going into the matchup here, let's see. This guy interesting on. I do like Mad Sheen's Rotom a lot. It's very point offensively and defensively. Not a lot of great ways to knock it out. Even the Pokemon like Azelf and Aerodactyl can also be and hit it really hard. Don't enjoy taking its stabs. They have on top stuff Urgent and Tyranitar. The Gyarados looking pretty solid here, though. If you can get through Shaman and Dustour, it's very powerful. Crest is looking pretty annoying for JJ Galls to break for a similar vein to Rotom. Yeah, and then Roserade, getting those spikes up is pretty nice. Hitmontop can also try and spin them, but he needs Foresight for the Rotom. And every time Hitmontop clicks Foresight for the Rotom and gets off a spin, it's taking the hazards plus 2 turns of sand. So this Hitmontop's going to get worn down super fast. I think I have to give the matchup to Mad Sheen here. His defense, of course, looks really strong, and Gyarados is a really strong win condition for the end game. So we have JJ Galls on the left and the Mad Sheen on the right. We see an Azelf leading into Gyarados. Azelf's just going to U-turn out into Dustour. Gyarados go quick. Just go Waterfall turn 1, presumably telegraphing Scarf on the Gyarados here. Gyarados is going to switch out into T-Tar on Dustour. Is Dustour just going to quick Will-O-Wisp? No, it's going to Thunder Punch. That's a free T-Tar pretty much. Switching out to Empoleon as T-Tar is going to be able to be special or at least mixed, clicking Dark Pulse there. Thunderbolt doing 47. That's a very special T-Tar as Empoleon gets up rocks. It's going to protect to get Lefty's recovery to get out of range of another Thunderbolt. No, not risking any damage rolls here. Tyranitar's going to quick Flamethrower predicting a switch, but no, Empoleon's just quick Surf. It's a Pasho Berry T-Tar, so T-Tar can't just take it out with a Thunderbolt here. It's going to protect, but it's not going to be able to get out of range. Wild T-Tar set. Oh my god. In comes the Shaman on a Thunderbolt. Going to take very little damage. Shaman can't force this out, though. And then we do see the Roserade come in. Seaflare is going to hit. Get a crit. Is it going to drop? It is going to drop. This Roserade might be in range of Life Orb Psychic now. In fact, it probably is. In comes the Rhyperior, predicting a secondary slash. Heat Power, though. Heat Power Fire, presumably. I'm guessing based on that. Seafair is going to hit the Rhyperior. Rhyperior is going to take only 48 thanks to Sand and Rindoberry. And Megahorn's going to knock out the Shaman. That's a huge threat eliminated. And Poleon's going to come in here. Presumably just click the water move. He's just going to surf. Crest going to take not too much from it. Crest is going to start Calm Mind, but Empoleon might have Roar. And Empoleon's going to get Toxic, but he's going to miss. That's really unfortunate. Crest is going to continue to Calm Mind, which telegraphs is probably Rest. Makes sense. You can't really run Moonlight on a Sand team anyway. Doesn't Empoleon have Roar, though, to force this out? It presumably does not. We just seen the whole set. In comes Aerodactyl. This Crest looking very frightening now. Aerodactyl is going to crunch, only doing 34. Is Crest Swish Talk? No, it's not. So this crunch actually 3 KOs. Crest might be forced out here. It is, as Rhyperior comes in. Crunch is going to do 21. This Rhyperior's in range of another when we see another Life Orb come out. Crunch is going to knock out the Rhyperior right there. Rotom Heat is going to come in. It's telegraphing Scarf here, or Colbur. Just going to Thunderbolt into Dusknoir doing 34. Switching out the Rotom into Gyarados. Getting off the Intimidate on Dusknoir. Dusknoir is Brick Break, calling the T-Tar. Scarf Gyarados is now in, and with Empoleon so low. Well, actually, Empoleon's still heavy. I'm wrong. But a crit Waterfall is going to put Empoleon in range of a second one, probably. That's unfortunate. So now you just have to sack the Dusknoir, yeah. Oh, the Gyarados wasn't even Scarf. This Gyarados just fucking stayed in on Azelf turn 1. That's crazy. Azelf can easily pack T-Ball in this matchup. Anyway, Dusknoir's going to go down. Arcanine's going to come in. Quick Thunder Fang, knock out the Gyarados. What's the match you can send out? T-Tar. Is this Arcanine packing close combat? No. And Empoleon's going to come in on Dark Pulse, but it's obviously in range of a Thunderbolt now. Yeah, it's not even going to waste time protecting. There's no point. Azelf comes in. It's going to just quick U-turn, knock out the Tyranitar. We do bring in Arcanine here. As Cresselia is going to come back in. Is Cresselia still has 2 sleepers? Yeah, Crunch is going to get it. Whoa. It's in range of another Crunch. This Arcanine doing tons of work for JJ Gauss here. Just going to Flare Blitz, get off that damage. Also cover a Roserade switch. What's coming in? Presumably the Rotom has to come in, right? Yeah. Rotom is going to Thunderbolt. It does reveal to be Scarf, but Arcanine's going to take it and Crunch is going to knock it out. This offensive Arcanine is just going to win the game here, probably. Even if Roserade can't outspeed, which it probably won't, yeah, Arcanine's just going to Flare Blitz. And so JJ Gauss is going to win our final game of our stream. On the back of this offensive Arcanine doing tons of work. I did really like the Rindoberry, Megahorn, Rhyperior. That was pretty cool. And the special T-Tar makes a lot of sense here. Because this team is going to prep very heavily for physical. We did see a Shaman do a lot of work. And then obviously the Empoleon was able to get some chip on banks. But the Passion on T-Tar really limited what Empoleon could accomplish. However, I mean, this Arcanine just kind of came in and tore up the game in the end. So I'll go in by JJ Gauss. That's going to call it for this stream. I'll probably see y'all later.